conversation. And so I'm first going to start with Kisha. And Kisha, if you just want to share with the group tonight what your tips and tools for asking for money are and how it is that you have the most success.
Well, I have to give a brief background about my pride. I don't like asking anybody for anything. However, if it's for a cause and it's not for me, then I'm gung-ho and I have no shame. So that's what motivates me. If we, just say, listen, this money is going towards research. This money is going towards hospitals and care. This money, like wherever you just have to have your spiel and you just let them know where the money is going and what it's for. I think if, can I borrow $10? No, but can you donate $10 or can you buy one less cup of coffee to, help people like me, survive this disease? And I think that comes off more better. So that's my call.
Thank you so much. It sounds like you really tapped into the personal story element of asking for money. Do you tend to utilize email or social media? How is it that you communicate with your donors?
All facets. So I start with an email. Everybody knows me now, associated with lupus, and the time is coming, etc. So I start with, like a little shout out. It's about that time, guys. Via email, I go through every contact in my phone once I get my page set up and send them the link, thanking them for the years prior support, asking them to be a new supporter, Facebook, social media, face-to-face. So, just by any means necessary.
Thank you so much. Do you have a certain number of times that you want to reach out to someone, or is that something that you just sort of play it by ear, or it's based on your relationship? Could you speak more to that, please?
Well, when I'm asking, I'm usually having a fundraiser. So you ask via the text message and you just send a link and there's no fundraiser. You ask via Facebook, there can be a fundraiser attached, but most of the time I'm asking at my job, when I sell my scarves, when I sell my carrot cakes, when I sell my hummus, and that's a whole info table, selling fundraiser. Then I ask when I give my speeches at women's conferences and church events, and I still have the info table there, and whatever's left over from the scarf sale, I sell. But so those are the times that I ask.
It sounds like you leave no stone unturned, Kisha.
Right, but then, I don't want to do it every day. So, so maybe once a week or, once every 10 days, just to space it out. Like, listen, here's the goal. Thank you. But we need this more. So you want to send periodic friendly reminders. I'm not opposed to that.
Great. Well, thank you so much for that. And Pam, building off of what Kisha has said, could you share with the group tonight what it is that you feel works and where you've had some success?
Yeah. So similarly, I kind of cast a wide net, depending on who I'm approaching and what I ultimately hope to get from that person will sort of dictate the forum that I use. I think social media is a great tool to really cast a wide net. What I found in the past is when you post on social, the great thing about it is it brings people out of the woodwork who you would never feel comfortable or would never think to ask directly for money. So when I post, for example, I've had friends from college who I haven't talked to in years, or seen in years, who have actually made rather sizable donations. Also, when I am able to tag my dad in the post on Facebook, it brings out a lot of his friends, even some of his childhood friends who, again, we would never go to directly. We would never think that it was okay for us or feel comfortable for us to go to them and say, hey, this is what we're fundraising for. Do you have some money that you might be able to contribute to the cause? So social is great for casting the wide net. But I think that the cautionary tale there is that today everybody raises money on social media, especially Facebook in the last year or so introduced the birthday fundraiser. So I feel like every day someone's raising money for something. And when you're doing a social fundraiser, it's important to really tell your story to the extent that you're comfortable and really make it personal. So anytime I'm fundraising on Facebook, you'll see me share a picture of me and my dad, whether it's from a Lupus Foundation event or just another picture of us from another time. And I'm always clear to say this, I'm walking in support of my dad. This is, a wonderful organization that has given our family X, Y, and Z. Or you'll see me say I'm walking in honor of my dad. Today's post is extremely personal because he is having, one of the more difficult lupus flares he's had, or, he underwent his chemo treatment today, or, just reminding them of the real life impact that a donation can have. So I think on social, again, it's really important to bring your post to life by sharing visual content, and to the extent that you're comfortable sharing your stories, always really helpful. And then in terms of cadence, it really depends for me how close we are to walk season. Right now, you'll see me post maybe once a month or so and see if we can catch anyone. But once we get closer to walk season, I've done in the past where in May I've shared every single day in honor of, World Lupus Month. You'll see me share posts every day with a link to the website that shares a fun fact about lupus. And so that makes it a little bit less of a direct ask, but adds another element to it, and again makes it stand out from other social posts. And otherwise outside of social, I'll email family, and I'll email some of my parents' friends, or people who maybe don't use social quite as much, or who I want to make sure see an email from me. And then I always follow the ask up with a handwritten thank you note anytime I get a donation.
Wow, you guys covered it all. We are so fortunate to have you. So in going to the next slide and talking about just sort of just a summary of the strategies that we have for asking for money. And correct me if I'm wrong and jump in there if I've missed anything, but don't be afraid to ask. It seems like one thing that you guys have in common is that you just ask and ask again, and that you make it really personal, because, we know that people give to people, and that even if they are not all that aware of lupus, they are aware of you, and they want to know more about your story. And then also, I love that both of you seem to engage ways that are simple, and maybe, while you engage social media and the internet, you also are finding other ways to leverage your app. So simple strategy that we suggest sometimes is to ask 10 people to give $10, and then think of some other just simple out-of-the-box ways to get in front of people. Again, we touched on email and internet and social media and the power of that. And then also just the power of getting in front of someone face-to-face. So speak up. Where is it that you already frequent? So is it at your local organizations, or your church, or the gym and the grocery store, and other ways? And then, of course, saying thank you and following up. We see again and again and again that we just can never underestimate the power of a simple thank you. And honestly, many times it will even generate additional donations simply because they were so touched to receive a thank you. Thank you so much, Kisha and Pam. I'm